This week we got the June patch notes part 1 released for New World. So as last time, I decided to do this video just to go over the changes that I think are relevant for the crafting community. Again, keep in mind that I will be skipping the portions of the patch notes that do not affect crafting. So if you want a more generic view on the patch notes, there are links in the description where you can find other content creators that explore all of it. So first, this is not crafting specific, but let's take a minute to realize that they just fixed 1200 bugs. That is a lot of bugs for a month of work. That's impressive. Also, they updated the gathering and refining quests for the Constable. That's the NPC that is usually inside the town halls. Okay, now the big change, the progression section. They greatly increased the experience you need to level by 40% and also nerfed the amount of experience you get from most activities. This will make leveling much harder, which I think is a great thing for the crafting community. And the reason I think that is, since people now will be stuck on lower levels for longer, that will make them invest more in lower level gear. So now, lower level crafting may become more relevant than it was before. That was a market that was quite limited due to the fact that people was just rushing to tier 4 and 5 equipment very quickly, and now they will be stuck in tier 2 and 3 for longer. I really like this change. In this section, they explain that now tuning orbs are also required for arenas. We still don't know much about how this will be feasible as a trade good, but it's always good to have trade skills involved in more game mechanics. Next, we have the fact that they moved back the crafting missions to the town project instead of the faction mission. This indeed makes more sense. Also, they made the missions require less valuable resources. This is really great because it was really sad to spend high value resources in projects. I often skipped them just because they were too expensive. Oh, here they raised the max amount of active contracts you can have in the auction house. This is really cool, like 100 is a huge amount. I don't see this ever becoming a problem again. This is another section that I was really happy to find. More gear sets, some with very unique looks. Not sure how many of those can be crafted, but I believe that most of them, if not all. This is another interesting change. They narrowed the perks you can get from each source, so this is less RNG. I think this is great news. Some RNG is fine, but too much RNG can be frustrating. And with the amount of perks they have been adding, this was an important change. So besides armors, they also mentioned here a lot of more variety on weapons. This is also something that was lacking, especially for the named weapons. Now they have like much more variety on how the weapons look. They added a couple of trade skill sets, one for crafting and one for gathering skills. This will be packed with trade skill related perks. This seems interesting. I'm really curious about which perks exactly are on those armor sets, since there are plenty of trade skills and multiple perks for each, and not that many perk slots. They may be too generic, but we'll need to see them first. It seems really cool. Then we have our super extensive crafting section. Well, at least there is one. So now jewels no longer have gem slots, but they have a gem baked into them during crafting, and that cannot be changed. Also, they mention a new gem I never heard before, the Ember. I'm curious about what perks that has. By the way, I have a video going over all the gems already revealed. I will have a link in the description in case you are curious. And this is the final relevant point for us in the patch notes, some compass improvements. This is great for the gathering time. The compass could get really polluted when you were able to track a lot of stuff. Now it should be a little easier to navigate. The rest of the patch notes are mostly about combat and UI changes. So in general, the patch was great for us. Slower leveling, a lot of new armor sets, weapon variations, a bit less RNG on perks, all good changes. Now we just need to wait for part 2. Probably coming in a couple of weeks. Thanks for watching and see you guys on the next one.